this week we have Blink TV with Andre Ajayi, right?
Ajayi, yeah.
All right.
Thank you. When does my time start?
Now, you're start.
Okay.
It's all you.
Hey guys, my name is Andre Ajayi, and I'm the founder and CEO of Blink TV, and I'm excited to be here today with you guys. So, hope you guys enjoy my presentation. So, a little bit of backstory behind me quickly before I get into the business is I've been in the tech industry for around 7 years. I primarily specialize in the Palantir Foundry environment, which is Palantir, the spy company. Their platform is what I specialize in. So I've been in the data engineering for the last 7 years. But my very first role whenever I entered the workforce, into the tech industry, was working at HBO Max. I was able to be a part of the team that launched HBO Max while I worked at AT&T, and that's when I fell in love with streaming, film, and everything others. So on August 1st, 1981, August 1st is actually my birthday, but I'm not that old. I wasn't born yet. So August 1st, 1981, at 12:01 a.m., the very first video aired on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star. And that was a monumental time in history because it changed the way that we consume media. People were people were consuming radio content, and MTV was the catalyst that changed the way people consumed media in that day and age. And there's a shift happening now. So it went from radio to video to streaming, so Amazon Prime, HBO Max, et cetera. But now the shift is happening where it's going from streaming to vertical platforms, short form, micro content. So what that means is you open up your phone, you have Instagram Reels, you have TikTok, they're all vertical, 9:16, which is the length of your phone, vertical. Everything is micro content, so I know we find ourselves scrolling, throughout the night sometimes, on the bus, on the plane, on the toilet. But everything is shifting towards that type of content. And what Blink TV is, we are filling that gap where we know the way people consume media now, which is short, vertical, micro. But let me ask you guys a question. What happened to MTV? What happened to that platform that fueled the culture? What happened to that platform that people grew up with? When's the last time you discovered a new musician? When's the last time that you were able to actually enjoy the things that you watch? And I'm proud to announce that Blink TV is going to be that MTV of this new generation. So what Blink TV is, I'm kind of going off script, but what Blink TV is a vertical video application for short form micro content. It sounds crazy, but what that means is vertical video, and micro content. So TV shows, but each episode for each show is 1 to 3 minutes long. So think of Netflix and TikTok had a baby, and that's Blink TV. And what our thesis, our content strategy is, we're creating content and we're serving content for that generation, that 16 to 35 age range. That's very relevant for them, and that's actually digestible. So let me just go through this. I talked about the problem. And one of the problems is, there isn't a platform doing that, and Blink TV is going to be that. And the solution is our app, So our app, we're live on iOS and Android right now. But what it is TV shows, and you're able to click through each TV show, and each episode for each show is very short, and you're able to swipe through. We have ads in between episodes. That's how we make money. Ads in between episodes. Not every episode. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to balance that. Maybe every 2 to 3 episodes, there's an ad. Also, we have a coin-based transaction model where we have a coin-based transaction model where you're able to purchase episodes, so a pay-per-view model. So we have premium titles and then we have ad-based titles. So similar to Patreon, OnlyFans, purchase the content that you want to watch. And that resonates well with the Gen Z and the younger generation as well. And this isn't something that is foreign. Disney's getting into it, Fox. We have so many different studios that are getting into this type of media because this media is the future. Everyone's consuming content with their phones. No one's really sitting down and consuming media on TV. I mean, sometimes, but your phone is more accessible to you compared to a television. You know, I'm bouncing around, but I want to talk about myself and then talk about my team as well. So myself, I'm Andre Ajayi, former AT&T, HBO Max, one exit so far. Worked at a consulting company last year. They exited, acquired by Accenture. And then I have my chief content officer. His name is Aman Lal. He's in Los Angeles, California. He's former Disney, former Prime Video, and I think he's at Hulu right now as well. So we have the team, and we have over 20 years experience collectively. And then, yeah, how are we gonna market this thing? How are we gonna get it out to the community? What is our go-to-market strategy? So we plan on focusing on 3 different things. So of course, social media. So paid, organic, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, focusing on that organic reach. Also paid ads, we're all familiar with that. College activation. So I don't know if you guys remember the Victoria's Secret college ambassadors when I was way younger, but each campus had a college ambassador. And yeah, each person was in charge of pushing that brand to their college. And then also strategic partnerships. So partnering with companies and creating content with companies and using their reach to bring people to the platform as well. And yeah, so basically our roadmap is Q2. So right now we're in the middle of a fundraise. We're raising the pre-seed round to be able to fund the platform, honestly. I've been bootstrapping since day one. So whatever I get from work, I'm putting into the company. But we're raising around 200,000, and what we're using that money for is our go-to-market strategy. Also, we're using that for content, and then also for engineering, hosting, and storage is kind of expensive. And yeah, that's Blink TV, and we're gonna be the MTV of this next generation, and I can't wait to see you guys on the platform. Thank you.
So what's the pitch to the first creators that will join Blink TV? What does that look like? What's the strength of the model there, say what?
Yeah, so we have a rev share model built into the platform. So we have a particular split built in. So whatever we earn from the platform, similar to like YouTube with their AdSense, they get a cut of that. So whatever creator, we're not like YouTube, we're more so like Netflix. So we're not where someone can just sign up and then post their content to the platform. We're more so like a network. So think of Paramount, these et cetera, et cetera. So we would work with creators, but it's not where someone just off the street can just post content up.
Yeah,
But
curation.
yeah,
bringing in that,
for
building
sure,
the brand.
for sure.
Blink TV.
Yeah, so yeah, rev share, they're able to get a split of the ad revenue and the pay-per-view revenue as well.
I'm Travis Glorious. We presented together in Arlington.
Yes.
What has your trajectory been since you presented in Arlington? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. I think that was 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trajectory. What was that? May. It's been good. I think since then I've met a lot of really cool people and met a lot of people that are really supportive for the vision. I've had a couple investor calls since then as well, but we're pretty much just still fundraising, and we're still. I've met more content partners as well, people that have content that possibly want to get on the platform as well. So it's still grinding, as we all know as founders, but that's pretty much what's been happening.
Okay. What is the feedback that you're getting from the investors?
Yeah. So, couple feedback from. So, I would say from the investors, the feedback that I've been getting. I've talked to one investor so far that actually understands what this type of media is, because it's very niche right now. It's not widespread. Like, who knows what vertical video micro dramas are? Yeah, so it's not like the whole room yet. So I've only talked to one that really understood it, but everyone else doesn't really kind of like understand it. But one feedback that I've got was this is a content heavy business. So they said they didn't invest in content heavy businesses, more so like tech enabled. We have probably the best tech out of all micro drama platforms, built it from scratch. But the content is where you live and die with this kind of business. So yeah, that's pretty much the feedback that I've gotten.
I just want to say, very professional, well done presentation. You did a really good job with that. I am curious because I am trying to understand the content of what it is like that these micro dramas, these 1 to 2 minute videos. Like, how can you fit a story into like that short period of time? Like, what does it actually look like?
Yeah. So what it looks like is imagine. So right now, the titles that are really out right now with these other platforms is primarily popular in Asia right now, and it's starting to cross over into America. The titles out right now are like The Vampire Sleeps with the Boss's Wife, like something crazy. Think of telenovelas like General Hospital, Young and Restless, but within 2 minutes. So there's always a cliffhanger at the end of every episode of Young and the Restless and General Hospital. So instead of a 20-minute episode, it's 2 minutes. So everything is hitting you, and it's eye-catching, because everything's happening so quick, and you're like, okay, I want to keep up, and then I want to watch the next episode because something's happening. Yeah, like, is he gonna marry the boss's wife next episode?
7 episodes.
Exactly. 50, 60, 70 episodes. So almost the same length as a feature film, but everything is cut up into pieces. But each episode has its own plot. So everything's written differently. It's not just a movie cut into pieces or a show cut into pieces. It's written differently.
This is scary. I teach college students, so I'm like, I make videos and I make short videos, and I'm like, oh, now I have to make them even shorter because their attention spans are shorter, like 3-minute series. But I was thinking your target audience, targeting college students, is perfect because that's what Facebook did at first. Like, it was a target audience and then expanded to others, and that's right. The content could be tailored to that audience at first. Or between classes, they can catch their videos, or between their work schedule or whatever. I think that's a perfect beginning target audience.
Thank you. Yeah. I think every important startup in the last 15, 20 years has started on college campuses. Well, most of them, not every, but yeah.
Can you speak to the content creators for this, right? So it's like, I'm thinking people who are creating shows for Netflix, right? Those are bigger production, right? Even thinking about actors, actually, like, what does that look like, and how do you find the people who are so specific to this niche of micro content versus listening like a podcast or something that is just creating content?
Yeah, it's very difficult right now to find those content creators that are making this micro content because it's so new. And a lot of people don't understand how to make good micro content. They make content and they cut it into pieces, but each episode has to make you come back for more. Like if it's just boring, first episode's boring, I'm not watching the second episode, you know. So like my chief content officer, he worked for Real Short was our biggest competitor. They're like the biggest player in the market, and he was in charge of their rise.
You said Real Short?
Real Short, REEL Short. So my chief content officer, he worked for them for a year and a half. So he was part of that. He saw how they kind of taught him how to write that kind of thing. So we have that expertise. We plan on creating original content as well. Like we're specialized in production, and we can create content. But yeah, it's definitely difficult to find those people that are making that content. Of course, social media, we could do that. And then also just honestly teaching them how to create this and creating some type of partnership to create this type of content. One thing is a lot of these creators, and with our content strategy, I don't know if you remember MTV back in the day, like with the unscripted stuff, the production value wasn't HBO, you know? Like The Real World wasn't HBO, the very first Real World wasn't HBO. So we don't want those big companies are making stuff for Netflix and Disney Plus. We're okay with people that just want to create good content that people can relate to. So unscripted, scripted, unscripted is reality, scripted content, adult cartoons as well. So like Beavis, Butthead, Family Guy, et cetera, et cetera. And then lastly is music. So we really want to incorporate music into this platform. So a top 10 show like TRL, that's what I'm writing. I'm writing a show right now that's a top 10 show. But we're focusing on rock because, you know, I haven't heard from anything on the rock and roll genre in a minute, but there's people out there that are creating really like good content, really good like music, and we want to actually give them a voice. So yeah.
Golly, stay out of my so real. So I have a question because, well, in my 53, almost 53-year-old mind, I'm like, what in the world is he talking about? But I put it together now because on sometimes on Facebook, when you're doom scrolling, you roll into these little videos and they're real shorts. So you'll watch it for like a couple minutes and it draws you in to where you sometimes will find a way to maybe make a purchase to watch all of them back to back. I've done that once and I was like, this is foolish because I've never get to the end of it. So I think I'm on it now. But how can we help you in bringing people to you? Because I and Noah too, we run into people constantly like videographers, people that do content creation. But I want to know how to strategically plan for the people that I know to meet you and be helpful in what you're looking for.
For sure.
On just a basic, for my type of person that is just trying to put all of this together, who can we bring to you that may be able to help you and you help them too?
Yeah. So we are fundraising, so angel investors, anyone that wants to invest into the vision as well. So someone that invests into entertainment or also, we do have ad tech into our system as well. So either one of those two. Also, we do plan on, I'm starting a crowdfund as well. So I plan on adding crowdfunding to my raising method. So we're looking for, I want to hire a creative director. So like we're a content business, you know, we're a content heavy business. So we need to create content, you know, like we need to create content, someone that can be a part of the team and help create content, not content for like the platform itself, but like content just for social media, like for our fundraise, getting our name out there, you know, like we want to shoot proof of concepts. I want to shoot the top 10 show. I want to shoot a proof of concept. Someone that could just be a part of the team, a creative director that can head that. And that's something that we're looking for as well.
Okay.
I want to get everybody and then you. Yeah. Sorry about that.
So I want to go off from last comment. Great presentation, Andre. One thing I maybe I missed it. Have you thought about doing just AI for the content creators or just creating them? Or does that go
Yeah.
against the values that you're trying to push with Blank TV?
Yeah. No, it doesn't go against the values. We are open to AI content. We kind of AI is a tool to us. With this younger, it's weird. With the older generation, my parents, they watch AI content all the time on YouTube, and they don't care. But with the younger generation, there's a lot of pushback with AI content. It's actually the opposite. It's weird. It's not weird, but it's like, it makes sense. There's a counterculture against AI content with the 16 to 30-year-old content. And I talked to one of my mentors. He's like he's the CIO of, they make candy. And they had a Super Bowl commercial. And I guess he was in the boardroom with the marketing team that did the advertisement or whatever. And they used a stop motion. So they used toys and they used to just move the toys, stop motion. So they did that. And then he's like, why can't we just use AI? It's just cheaper. And then they told him, there's like, with that younger generation, we did the study, that younger generation, they are probably like, most of them are against that type of content. And the stop motion resonated well with the younger generation. So that's what I use, stop motion. So yeah, we're open to AI if it looks good. It's hard to find AI content that actually looks good, where the mouth is moving with the words and the voices sound like they have a soul. We're open to it, and if it looks good, we'll definitely put it on the platform. But with the younger generation, we kind of want to focus more so towards unscripted and scripted and music, of course. So, but yes, we're open to it. Long answer. You were, and then you.
For content creators, have you ever heard of Vid Summit?
Who?
So, Vid Summit.
Yes, okay. I think I've heard of them. It's a conference, right?
Yes, it's a conference where a lot of people, like content creators from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, all the social medias come and they kind of come to network, and they have it, I believe, every year in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I know, because I know they're coming back next year.
Vid Summit, okay.
It's in
for
Irving.
Sure. Irving?
It's at the Irving Convention Center. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. And then you.
Yeah, hi. So I'm one of the co-founders of the Frisco Film Festival,
Oh,
Frisco
okay.
Film Society. We just got a really big meeting with the city, so we're going to be launching that and next year in October. But in the meantime, there's going to be screenings that we're going to be doing, and we're getting our board members together, and there's White House West that they're very serious acting school. They're small, and they'll tell you if you suck.
Okay.
And so just using leveraging the smaller acting schools as well.
Yeah.
Because and just approaching universities, and basically what we're doing in Frisco. Frisco's celebrating their 125th anniversary, so they want all Frisco-driven content. So every single university wants to show highlights from or short films from throughout the decades that they've been around. Some of these schools have been around for years. So
Sure.
they would probably throw a lot of money at you.
Yeah.
More than $200K.
For sure. Okay, yeah. Let's definitely talk after.
should talk.
Yeah, we should talk.
And
and I
there's
think
a 1 million cups in Frisco you can.
Yes.
yeah, for sure. And I think it's important because I think, and this is something that I really believe. I think Dallas, DFW is the next Hollywood. Fort Worth is doing some stuff out there. I live in Mansfield, Arlington, so they have a whole super studio going out there. So I want to keep everything in Dallas because I think that there's just so much opportunity to grow within the DFW. I tried Atlanta. My co-founder, he's in LA, but I'm like, you got to come over to Dallas eventually. So I'll get back to you.
Either one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it would be really great to hear. I know you told the the story in the beginning about how you launched video, the Video Kills Radio Star. I would love to hear your story integrated into like some of that, because it seems like you're passionate about music and content, and like I would love to see how it like brought you here in the midst of the history of all of that, because it pulls me in. If I'm an investor, I'm investing in you, not necessarily the history of like movies.
sure.
And so I'd love to see a little bit of that.
For sure.
And a little bit of reduction on words on your slide deck. This is a visual deck, like a presentation deck.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd go through and see if you could cut like 50% of the words.
Okay, for sure. I can definitely do
I know it's hard, but you could do it.
I can do that.
All right, a couple more questions.
So you're probably getting a whiff of like people having difficulty painting it, of understanding the whole business model. Now, do you prioritize, in the question on this, do you prioritize platform over studio or studio over platform? Because the platform feels like it is the delivery method as a studio that is creating this. And how does that compare in as far as a competitive advantage to Real Shorts, Microdrama, and the others?
It's tough because right now I'm kind of going back and forth on that because at first it was all platform. And then spoke with one investor it's actually like an investor advisor at my alma mater. And he was like, well, I mean, your platform's cool, but I don't care. I care about your content. Can you tell a story? And then he talked to other investors like, well, okay, how's your platform going to be better than other platforms? So it's like, it's the content, is the platform. I think it's a little bit of both. So it's like a push and pull that I'm like between right now, because we do have the platform. We have, you can download it right now on iOS and Android, but right now we just don't have the content. And like how do we show that we're capable of creating this content? And that's the POCs that I was talking about. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with the company Dropout?
No.
Check out interviews with their CEO as far as their journey. It's essentially the evolution of College Humor, then became Dropout. It's a studio and essentially a platform itself. It's web-based, not app-based, and it's more traditional kind of filming, not vertical micro. But as far as the business model and its steps to create, I mean, it brings in creators, it produces the content, it releases those, and it has essentially an R&D that is developing more of that content as they build up customer base. And it's more of a subscription model instead of a buy content. But I think the interviews with Sam Reich, the CEO, it could be pretty good for y'all to listen to.
Definitely. I'll definitely check them out. Thank you. Let's go here, and then we go here. I want to get everybody.
So my question is actually about the business model too. You did the pay for the content with the coins model and the ad revenue. But I was wondering, is there a reason why you're not doing like a tiered subscription model where you like don't have ads? Because I would imagine being like, oh man, there's so many ads on this. Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. We thought of that as well. Originally, that was our model. We were like, okay, we're going to do subscriptions. And then we sat down, we're like, yeah, we don't even have enough content for subscriptions. We're probably not gonna have enough content for the first couple years to support a subscription model, because these things are so fast. It's 1 to 2 minutes. So you can get through 3 shows, depends on how much you scroll. You can get through 6, 7 shows in a day if you're really like addicted to it and you're scrolling through, So once you get through those 7 shows, I'm canceling. I'm playing 20. I was like, well, there's nothing here, so I'm just going to cancel and then go. But if you're watching ads, we're getting money off the ad revenue. Right now we have where if you're watching an ad, you can skip an ad using coins. So if you don't want to watch ads, you can skip the ad. But you have to use coins. And then also you can just purchase the episode using the coins. So we could talk after. Who was waiting? I forgot. Yes. Oh, you had a question?
Mine's very quick. How do you differ from Quibi?
Yeah, Quibi's the grandfather. Quibi definitely is the grandfather. There's a reason why they died. There's a reason why they died. So they kind of focused on more so, I would say, influencers, celebrity. Like The Rock had a show, Kevin Hart had a show.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill had a show. And they focus more so on that. We're more so focusing on, we want to build a community around the app, you know, a community around the platform. Just like how, I mean, every platform that we grew up with was ingrained into our childhood, ingrained into our life growing up. We want to build that around the platform as well. And they spent too much money. That's it. Like, they really spent too much money. They spent around $1 billion on the content before they launched. They got a lot of users, but they just couldn't afford the amount of content they were putting out. Our content, we're definitely not spending $1 billion, you know, like, like I don't have $1 billion. So our content is, we're focusing more on like more affordable, cheaper content that can still perform the same effect as the content that Quibi was making. And nobody wants to watch, I mean, their content was so polished and so Netflix worthy.
Yeah.
People, there's been studies done and people actually resonate more with gritty and, you know, content that you're actually scrolling through. Like if you're scrolling on TikTok and you see something that's super like Hollywood, you're like, yeah, I'm skipping through. But if you see somebody with the lights off and they're talking, you're like, hold on, what's this guy saying? Like, let me listen, let me try to see what he's saying. But if you're looking at that Hollywood, it looks like an ad, you know, I don't want to, you know, people scroll past that. So there's been studies done. It's all psychology at the end of the day, but that's what's pretty much different. And we did a study on Quibi before we started, like, yeah, how can we not do what they did?
Yeah.
And
they were 10 minutes?
Yeah. I think they were around like 10 minutes max episodes, and yeah, they went. But yeah, they're definitely the grandfather. They started all this, and yeah, kudos to them. Last one, this one, please.
One more question.
Yeah, so you have 50,000 users currently. Where did those users come from? And I guess maybe as a two-phase question, and like, what's your kind of scaling over time outlook?
Oh yeah. Okay, so we do not have 50,000 users. So that's the roadmap. Those are projections. Like we want to get to that. I think I saw where you put that. I was like 50,000 users. Right now we're in beta, so we have beta testers on the app. So we have around like 110 users, and they're all beta on iOS and Android. But you said, how do we scale and get more users, right? Is that what you said? How do you scale and get more users, or how do we get more users after this?
How are you kind of scaling from beta to, you know, you have a full vision of like what it could be, but like how are you going to bootstrap yourself to snowball into that?
Yeah. That's a good question. So right now, we're kind of stuck in the typical chicken and the egg problem. And I've accepted that, okay, we need content, right, to get more users. But we need money to get content to get more users. But to get money, investors want to see users. And they want to see content. So it's like, okay, we're stuck in that chicken and the egg problem. And I'm trying to dig our way out of it right now, find someone that can invest into us. But we have so many pivots in my back pocket right now that we can pivot so many. Like I set the pivots up before we got to before we started the business. I was like, okay, if we don't raise money and we don't have this, how are we going to pivot and how are we going to do this? So I have a couple things in my back pocket. One thing is launching overseas and then coming back here. So overseas, it's cheaper, super cheaper. I'm Nigerian, so I'm actually going to Nigeria this coming Sunday, and I'll be there for 3 weeks. But out there, I'm networking with filmmakers, production companies, and then of course just seeing family as well. But they can shoot a feature film, a 2-hour feature film in Nigeria for $5,000. In America, $5,000 is going to get you 1 minute of film. So it's cheaper to get content over there, and I mean they have a population of 300 million people, or 260 million. So the population is there. The buying power is lower, but there could be something there. Launching there, getting money and then coming back to America. That's one pivot where I can still bootstrap that and get content over there without having an investor. But of course, in America, we're going to have an investor or crowdfund or something because I can't afford it. So, and then
Have you thought about contacting content houses that are looking to grow and then giving a cross-platform marketing strategy with them instead of having to give up equity, you're giving up a little bit of sweat equity in marketing them, and so they have a platform that they're seeing on, and that's valuable for them. You're not looking for massive content houses, you're looking for ones that are building out right now. And so that gives them a platform to then do stuff on because they do the exact same kind of content, but just on their channel. This is going to give them an opportunity to grow on a platform.
For sure.
So you have value.
Yeah.
You just need to find the people that find it valuable right now.
For sure.
So you don't even need to go way out. You could still be here, which the marketing here is just going to, people using your platform here is going to go miles further than somebody overseas.
For sure.
Somebody in Georgia is going to go, okay, why do I care?
For sure. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Because then you keep all your equity. You don't have to give out anything. You don't have to even pay. Because what you're doing is they're getting opportunity to come to the platform.
For sure.
But if you speak from like a position of power, from like the value of your platform right now, they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? That's actually a really good idea because we could be the first ones in here doing this kind of content. Because there's nobody out there right now doing this in a platform.
Yeah, for sure.
Cody died.
Cody did die.
And they had a barrier. Like you couldn't just go in.
Exactly.
You had to be somebody.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's really good idea. Let's talk after. I would need to find those small content houses.
I have a pretty decent network.
Okay, let's talk.
Just want to close out with one more question. Hey, do you have a question?
More of a recommendation along the lines with this too is so look at so your capital raise. It's a tough pitch to any investor as far as we're a content house, we're a platform and everything like that. Maybe exploring finding those content creators that have a little bit of fan base, then inviting them in to do a crowdfunded campaign to get audience buy-in to precede the content creation. It launches on Blink. They have automatic access to that content. And you build your machine to do crowdfunded content as creators as those kind of first 3 or 4 pieces of big key launches. And then all their fans roll onto the platform because this is the place that content is launching.
That's a good idea. I have not thought of that, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Andre, thank you
Let's
very much
talk
for
after
coming
as well.
today.
Thank you.
And as a reward for coming to speak,
my God,
putting yourself out there, we have a 1 Million Cups tumbler that we'd like to give
so
you.
much.
So thank you very much. And if you would be so kind as to sign our pop-up banner of fame and put your name there. Want to make sure that everybody has registered and signed in for one of the most well-attended 1 Million Cups in the nation. You guys are trendsetters, and everything we do here is often being copied. As you well know, that we have a 1 Million Cups in Spanish, and we kind of broke the seal on that to where now 1 Million Cups in Spanish is offered in a lot of other communities. We do this every Wednesday. Pass this around. We do this every Wednesday with 2 speakers that talk for 6 minutes, 20 minutes of valuable feedback. You guys are the value add to this whole experience. You're helping us build communities one cup at a time. You're helping us build entrepreneurs one cup at a time. So we want to thank you for being here today. Feel free to stay, network, collaborate, because that's what we want to happen here as we get you connected to resource and get you connected to community.